Welcome. We're back.
I'm hungry.
Episode 3.
I'm tired.
This man, Luqman, he's coming, right? We're driving together, right? We carpool together. So I'm driving, and it's like, yo, why don't you get, he doesn't bring up food not one time the entire car ride. And as soon as we're about to start recording, then this man want to start complaining about food, bro.
Nah, bro. See, this is what I expected. I expected us when we first came here.
Yeah.
Hamza was like, yo, I'm going to put tape down. I'm going to have everything ready. When we pull up, we're going to pull up, shoot, leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, we're going to be done by 9 o'clock. It's no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I
9
mean?
o'clock.
But right now, it's what? 5:30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be an hour long to record. Niggas want to socialize for like another hour. You know what I mean? I'm not leaving for the 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Everywhere closes because it's a damn quarantine at 9 o'clock. You know, I'm sick.
Yeah,
Right.
it is a struggle. But nah, bro, we're gonna finish up quick, bro. This is gonna be 10-minute episode, fam.
Hopefully.
Just because of you.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah.
And the thing-
I don't care about the people.
Yo,
bro.
it's the end, my nigga.
Yo, all right, guys. So it was a good episode. Tune in next week. Nah, man. Yo, what's your week been up to, though? Come on, man. What's happened since last week, man?
Absolutely nothing, man.
Yeah.
I'm in the same fucking room, the same fucking thing, doing the same stuff, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been horrible.
Gee.
How the white walls looking, fam?
With the white walls looking whiter and whiter every day.
Every
my
day,
nigga.
bro.
You
So
ever
now it's
see-
getting browner, bro. That's for some reason.
You know, when
That might be a real
you know
problem.
what's the funny part is when you look at, sometimes when you stare at a wall, something and it starts rotating.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Nah. You just crazy, bro. Stop doing drugs.
Yeah, you need to get off the drugs. You need to get off the drugs,
off
bro.
the weed.
Yeah, man.
I'm confused. Like, it's when you spin and then you sit down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm tripping. Not just like staring at it, but
Clearly, you're tripping. Man's
Nah,
been
but
doing shrooms out here,
on
bro.
some tripping shit, dude. I've been enjoying watching YouTube videos on complete silent.
That's just, bro. This man's a serial killer.
I'm just saying. I've
you
been
knew
wa-
it?
No. You know how in Korea, like preview. You know how you can preview like your YouTube video. It shows.
Yeah.
It runs the whole time now. So the whole thing runs, and there's no audio, and it's just a little square, and you just watch the whole thing.
yo, I think.
So what are you listening to? There's no.
I don't need it to listen to.
Bro, this
I
man is
literally watched
crazy,
a man
bro.
carve a little Toyota, like a little
That's
Toyota.
different. You're watching someone
Hey,
do something.
yeah, he
but
did
if-
something.
If it's a regular conversation, that does
Nah,
not.
I'm not
work.
gonna-
Oh,
yeah,
see, you threw us
yeah.
off for a second. You
So I'm
gotta
just
be. Yeah,
saying.
you gotta explain better. Yeah. I watch YouTube videos silent. this man is a
Yo,
killer. Is what he is.
My nigga, it's
Like,
quarantine.
is
my
not
nigga.
good for you.
It's quarantine, my nigga.
You
Do
know
this
what we
thing.
need to do as friends?
Huh.
We need to check up on those niggas.
Well, we need to check up on
Monday.
it.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what?
apologize.
You
yo.
start
I'm
I'm
Monday.
just saying the quarantine. The
You
quarantine.
start
we doing
Mondays.
things.
We alternate Tuesday.
Nah,
and
respect.
You feel me?
All right, I'll go Wednesday. You go Thursday. I'll go Friday.
I need it. Yo, listeners, I need this too.
Yeah, people, reach out to him, guys. Yeah. DM him.
Please, nigga.
Hey, your socials. Tell them your socials real quick.
Yo, nigga, we catch you everywhere, nigga. I'm open.
Nah, man. My week has been smooth, man. Work has been, dude. I feel more tired after a day at work at home than I would if I went into the office. Like, just mentally, I feel more drained, bro.
Why?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
exhausting.
Do you know why? Do you know what that is?
Huh.
It's probably because you brought. You know how they say there's two. They don't shit where you eat, right?
Essentially, yeah.
You took your it's like you took your resting area and your work area and you brought it into one.
Yeah.
So the way you look forward to your bed, you can't look forward to your bed because
Yeah,
that's your
true.
work area.
I peek over my shoulder. It's right there every time,
it's right
bro.
there, and then
Yeah.
you like what's good. Like you mixed everything together.
It's
you
terrible.
feel
It's
me?
Honestly, like, working from home is nice. I get to just kind of wake up, pray fajr. I get to go ahead and use the restroom. I get to do, I could eat breakfast whenever I please and so on and so forth. But nah, it really is kind of just, it is just mentally exhausting, man. Individuals always kind of sending you a message on Skype, trying to give you a phone call, shooting you a text here, so on and so forth, making sure I stay on top. Man, it's absolutely exhausting.
And
Man. And the
there's
school is no fun either.
And you know how there's a shut off zone after 5 o'clock. I'm out of work.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have that. You don't have that.
Not
Because
at all.
physically, you're actually changing your clothes.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to your bed. You're kicking it with your guys. You're
Yeah.
texting back and forth to your guys.
Typically, like, I get out of work, right? I'm like, all right, I'm headed home. You know what I mean? Maybe I stop by, grab some food. Maybe I eat dinner at home. I just kind of relax for a little bit. But as soon as I essentially clock out of work,
Yeah.
I'm still sitting at my desk working on my schoolwork because I'm already home.
Yeah,
So then I can just get started on it immediately. You know what I mean? And dude, it's so tiring, man. I can't deal anymore, man. But you know what? I guess we're just gonna keep grinding out, man, until
Yo, come on, we
COVID-19
can't relate,
hopefully-
right?
I can't
We
relate
can-
at
I
all.
can't
my
relate
nigga.
either.
What about you?
I
What's
can't
your
relate
what's
at all.
your
Now, you
week
got
been
3
like?
exams today, man.
Yeah.
What you
The thing
mean?
is, bro, I've taken so much exams in my life that I don't feel anxiety anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like if I don't have an exam, I feel weird that week.
Wow, interesting.
It's
Okay.
that like I've been battered. School has come.
Yeah.
It's beating me so much that I'm numb to it at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sad. That's sad.
I have 3 exams.
Modern day slavery. Fam.
Yeah,
What's
modern
going
day
on here, bro?
slavery.
It's a habit right now. I wake up, I do an exam, I take a quiz. It's just routine now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
study. Like I'm not anxiety. Oh my god, I have a final charge to the game. I know, you know.
Yeah, charges
It's
to the
routine.
game. It's another
I had
day,
3
another
exams right before you came to me. I did 3 exams.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's ridiculous.
Normally
man.
I did it. You know, part of life, fam.
Yeah. My
Other than
God.
that, it's like, bro, I've always, bro, things I'm always trying to keep myself busy with new things, new excitement.
Yeah.
So lately, shout out to you. I actually watched you playing catch with your sisters, fam.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess
yeah.
who's into that shit now,
Who
bro?
is, bro?
I'm the new catcher for the Cincinnati Reds, fam.
My man. I see you like watching this one out. Yeah, no, man. We went out to the park, my little sisters and I, and I'm just kind of, you know, and they started getting real competitive. I'm just like,
I said, I love it.
I'm smiling from cheek to cheek. I'm like, yo, I'm loving this right now, man.
Yeah, I have a softer baseball if you want to play catch with them.
Yeah. Because I know I'm thinking actually about getting gloves for the little girls because they were using my gloves, which obviously
It's pretty big,
it's
yeah.
much bigger for them, unfortunately. But no, I'm thinking about getting little mitts for them, man, and
Yeah.
just them kind of tossing
have
the
a
ball
little
around.
game, bro. Right
Yeah,
now.
dude, it'd be sick,
Bro.
man.
4 sisters, man. I do it.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Have you
fun.
owned, bro? Your sister against my sister, bro. Let's run it.
Bro, you about to get washed.
You about to get smoked, fam.
I'll be the umpire because I got no
Yo, he's-
younger siblings.
this man's the baby of the family right here, man.
It's gonna be like out.
I'll be the unbiased person, umpire.
I respect.
Yo, Rahman, check your cash app though, real quick.
Yeah, I got.
Yo, what's going on here, guys?
I can be bought.
I can't be bought.
Yeah, for the right price.
For the right price.
Geez.
You from yeah.
Nah. Obviously, you know what? One thing we like to do in regards to kind of our listeners, we like to kind of give them good quality content. We like to make them laugh. You know what I mean? And today's episode is about comedy. We're going to be talking about comedy. We're not going to be doing a stand-up or anything. But we're going to talk about
Bro, it's a
comedy.
plot twist. I'm doing my stand-up.
Whoa. Yeah, time to finally break
Yo,
that
get out of
shit.
my frame, bro, real quick.
All right. Nah. We're going to talk about comedy. And so to kind of start out, like, what is typically, like, you know, the medium that you use to essentially, you know, kind of listen to comedy? Do you, like, listen to it? Do you watch it? Do you go to, you know, shows? Is it something you just watch on YouTube? You know, what is it exactly?
I'm a huge stand-up comedy fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like huge.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to a guy from Columbus if it's funny enough.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I will go. There's no boundaries to me, you know.
Have you ever gone to the Funny Bone?
I have not. That's the
Okay.
one. I've never seen comedy in live.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I always watching recordings. The thing is, like, I drive a lot, you know.
Yeah,
Typically,
yeah,
I drive so much, and what most of my listenings I do is when I drive. The other thing is, like, when people tell me, like, when you listen to a podcast, and people actually watch podcasts, you know that?
Yeah,
That's
I
why
do
we're
a
doing
lot.
this, because we listen, bro. We listen. That's why it's
Back
YouTube.
camera too. We don't
Yeah.
forget to.
I'm not in frame on that one. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah. No one cares about that camera.
We're simulcast.
Yeah.
I cannot, if my recording is, I can't watch it. I love to listen. And like Luqman said, I love to multitask when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You know, the things with comedy, I'm driving, I'm on a highway, my mind is somewhere else. First, I'm paying attention to the road, you know.
Respect.
Yeah,
Respect.
Safety
yeah,
first.
Safety first, man.
yeah.
Like a
Safety
seatbelt,
first, you know,
what I mean?
priorities gotta be
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
And I just want to laugh. I'm naturally funny. Like I want to be in a,
Just
jolly,
kind of jolly mood. Yeah.
Exactly. And what's it called? Stand-up comedy teaches you life lessons.
Yeah.
I've learned so many lessons from comedians. Comedians tell you their pain and they turn to comedy.
Yeah.
And I love that about it.
What about you, Luqman? How do you typically receive? Like, how do you are you a big fan of comedy?
I'm not a fan of comedy. I'm not gonna say but comedy's my go-to.
It's not your go-to.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to go pay for comedy in
Okay.
movies. I'm
But
not
would you
gonna-
watch it on YouTube though?
No. Even on YouTube, bro. I
wouldn't-
literally
you wouldn't even give
only
us time
watch.
to it.
I literally only, like we was text messaging. I was like, yo, I don't like comedy. He was like, yo, you do this and that. I'm like,
Yeah, he
only
said
time
that.
I ever do this is when people are
I
around.
clap back at him.
You know,
No,
you
but
do-
listen,
my hands are
I didn't
sweaty,
want to
bro.
continue to argue. I didn't want to continue the argument. But I'm just saying, I'm here now continuing that argument. Only time I listen to like Wildin' Out and stuff like that is when them people are around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't do it by myself in my home.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was literally on my feed because my sister, my YouTube is connected to my house and everything. And everybody
Yeah.
uses it. So that's what Wildin' Out was on there
You
for.
see it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to watch stuff comedy. Comedy is not me. The only person I would like, a couple of big names comedy like stand up people, I would go and like whenever they have like a special on Netflix,
You'd go and watch it.
I'll watch it. You know what I mean? I'll watch it
Yeah.
with the crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won't watch it alone.
See, me, I'm a big fan of comedy, man. It's literally what I always enjoy, man. Every single time before I actually like, if I'm eating something at home, right, I just can't sit down and just eat. Like I have to be watching something. And one thing that I love to do is I like to kind of watch some of these sitcoms. You know what I mean? Like Seinfeld, great put on by Hamza. So I like to watch Seinfeld. You know, I'm watching Seinfeld and I'm just kind of laughing as I'm eating my food, kind of like some of these real life scenarios. You know, it's super funny. I enjoy stand up. I've been to the Funny Bone a couple times as well. Funny
good?
Bone it's a really nice place, man. You really kind of it's dude, you enjoy it, man, because some of them are comedians that you don't really hear about, and you kind of see some of their work. Sometimes it may not be the best, but sometimes, man, it's really kind of like a hit, really, man.
Right. Bro, you know what's the funny part?
What?
To our audience, what Luqman said, he said, I'm not comedy. I laughed so hard. So in the group chat, we're saying we're going to be talking about what our next episode is going to be.
Yeah.
And then Hajj said, we're going to do an episode on comedy, all that. So you list all your points, and out of nowhere, Luqman hits you with, I don't like comedy.
Yeah.
I don't like
And that was
comedy.
a comedic moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, what, bro?
I waited on purpose.
Yeah.
I waited on purpose for him to drop everything.
Yeah.
Then I was like, see, I don't interrupt the guy, and that's rude.
This man made me take time out of my day to write down a bunch of notes, bunch of
Thesis
points.
statement, bro.
Yeah,
He said, you out here watching.
I'm like, bro, just last week you were talking about One Piece as a comedy. Like, bro, get
Oh,
out of
dude.
here, bro. You lying to me, bro.
One Piece is 100% comedy.
Yeah.
It's a
It
very
is, it
funny
is.
show. You know what I mean?
It is.
If I'm gonna look for comedy, I'll watch something where comedy is like a side genre. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if
So
it's
it's
a
not the
side
main-
genre,
main focus.
Main focus. I'm not gonna go watch
Oh,
fucking
For example,
Some-
like when I told you,
some dumb comedy movie show.
you know when I told you to watch Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, can you give me credit? How good is Seinfeld, fam?
Seinfeld is fantastic, man. Because I told Hamza I'm a really big fan of The Office. I love The Office, kind of that whole mockumentary type thing. And The Office is amazing. And so Hamza was like, dude, man, Seinfeld is even better. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to have to check out Seinfeld. So I checked out Seinfeld, and I absolutely love Seinfeld as well, man. Office is still number one for me right now in regards to
Right.
kind of those sitcoms. But Seinfeld, dude, it's definitely right there, number two, man. Seinfeld is super funny.
And you know what's the other thing, bro? The reason I tell you Seinfeld is a day-to-day life humor, you know? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, 100%.
literally, it's like life scenarios.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And it's a Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David type of humor. Is their own there's different types of comedy, right?
Yeah.
How do you approach comedy? Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians. He's a rage comic.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Bill Burr.
We'll go to Bill Burr,
Yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
Like the type of, when I told you put on Seinfeld is a Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld type of day is, like, for example, let's say you came to my house, right? I didn't offer you a drink. I typically don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you know I don't
First
do that,
of all,
though?
guys, if
Yo,
you
bad
invite
manners, my nigga.
yeah, if someone comes to, show them some quality hospitality, all right? Offer them a beverage, walk them,
Yeah.
take their jacket. This man Hamza, bro, he's like, bro, get
But
out
he
of my
walked
face,
us
bro.
through the garage, man.
Yeah,
Not even the front
not even
door.
the front door. This man doesn't care about it.
Tough.
I gotta bring you through the back.
I feel like a side chick every
Do
time.
you
I
know
come
I'm
to
doing
the crib.
that?
Yeah.
Do you know I'm doing that though?
Why?
You're not a guest anymore, fam. Don't get used to it.
I respect.
I will treat you with hospitality, but we're past that stage.
Yeah,
right
we're past
now, you
that
feel
stage.
me?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
the type of a Larry David type of humor is you come in, he didn't offer you a drink, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna, like, I walk away, I seat you guys, yo, welcome seat, right? And they offer you a drink. He will probably say, why you not offering me a drink?
Yeah.
Why did he not offer me a drink?
Yeah.
You're trying to tell me today, if you came to my house, that I will offer you extra drink.
Yeah.
That's the type of comedy they
You
have.
know what's funny? You know what I watched? So I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and a specific scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm came on. I never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh my God.
It's definitely right there, number one on my list in regards to sitcoms I want to watch. And this was a scene where essentially it was a soldier, and they came and he was just kind of I guess it was with one of the daughters, and he was introducing himself to everybody like, thank you for your service. And Larry David is the last guy. And he says, hey, man, it's nice to meet you. He doesn't say thank you for your service. And the soldier's kind of taken aback because everyone's saying, he's like, okay. And he just walks away. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go use the restroom or something. I'm just going to get going. And they all look at Larry David and like, what the hell's wrong with you? Thank you for. He says, don't you think he's tired of hearing that? Like, what? And he's just kind of like, he's like, what's the point of doing it? You know what I mean? If everyone else
it's like a date to dive scenario, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And he just
super
like
funny.
he tells you like one of his friends, right? This is a little bro. It's very well written.
Yeah,
This is a little episode where there's something called stand and chat.
Okay.
Let's say Luqman comes up to me. We're like on the street, we see each other. There's some people you stand, you say, yo, how's your day going? Type of stuff. And some people like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He says, what is the purpose of it? He said, why? Why do I want to stand and chat with you? If I want to chat with you, I'm going to go get a coffee with you. And the restaurant owner was going to go to that night. He saw him. He didn't do a stand and chat with him.
Yeah.
And then later on, the restaurant owner was showing him a very hard time. He said, why is this? It's because I didn't stand and chat with you. He said, take a hunch, David, Larry, take a hunch.
Yeah.
It's like, so they make scenarios up. They put names to these scenarios that we don't really know how to put names to.
So one thing I see in Hamza is you really enjoy stand-ups and sitcoms. Luqman kind of enjoys comedy when it's kind of I guess.
No. Now you brought up Twitter.
Yeah.
100% free. Greatest platform ever. Twitter is where I get my comedy.
Twitter's where you
yes.
get some of your
Bro, I only follow like 120 people.
Yeah.
The niggas that retweet my shit, they're the real MVP.
Yo,
The
I'm
real-
here.
I'm
one
one
of
of
them-
them,
everything that gets retweeted. Bro,
What
I
about
laugh
me? What
at
do you
it.
think about retweets?
My nigga, retweets. We're in a group chat too
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
Y'all put that stuff up. I
Oh
laugh
my-
at it. I'm like a creep. I just laugh at the thing and I just move
Yeah,
on.
yeah. You don't comment or anything.
I don't
about
And
it.
comment.
then I'm mad when when I refresh my page that day I don't see no new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, people not doing their job.
Yeah,
man.
what's going on? What's
I'm
going
a
on?
consumer.
You have one job.
My job is to consume. Your job is to produce the group
100%,
chat. You know.
100%, yeah, yeah.
So we have roles here.
Yeah.
Me and Luqman are consumers.
All right. I'll
You gotta
try stuff I
step your
gave-
game up. Bro.
I'll try.
Come on.
I'm just saying, but
I'll
yeah,
try stuff
I get
I
my comedies from like Netflix. No, not Netflix, but
Twitter's
Twitter.
typically.
Yeah,
See,
Twitter, bro.
I think in me, I feel like the typical way I receive, some of my comedy is through sitcoms. I would say, because it's something you can kind of watch. It's short. You know what I mean? You don't have to spend a long time watching it. It's quick. From time to time, I don't watch stand-ups as much as I used to, just because I feel like right now there's not that much like quality in regards to the stand-up that I see nowadays. Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel about regular comedy.
Yeah. Oh wow. Interesting.
Because dude, Twitter has literally destroyed other comedies.
You think so?
I can't laugh at something else when I know Twitter is funny.
You
Yeah.
ever see
know what I
something? Twitter gives you a
I
moment.
can't.
You know, Twitter gives you a moment where you're not expecting to laugh, right?
Yeah.
The beauty of Twitter is it's comedy that just hits you out of nowhere. Like sometimes you look at something and you're so weak you can't even hold your phone down, and I laugh really loud.
Yeah,
That's the thing
yeah.
that made me laugh. This is
It's better be funny. It's better be
Yeah,
funny.
it's
It's be awkward.
No
this,
pressure.
this is very funny.
Okay.
All right.
It's better be funny. This guy took 2 laugh pauses.
I hate when this happens, man. 2 laugh pauses, man.
Yo.
The pressure's on.
If we take the
That's
third
what
one,
they
like,
do.
we're moving on. If we take the third one, we moving on.
So this guy said on Twitter, he said, coughing in public is equivalent to you saying Allahu Akbar after 9/11.
That's fucked up.
Yo, dude, I feel like there's so like, I'm like me, just to kind of, I am a big fan of dark humor. I
Oh,
enjoy
yes.
dark humor.
That's dark humor right there.
There's a time for dark humor. You know what I mean? Like it's appreciated, obviously. In me and some of my friend groups. But I feel like someone who's like a comedian who does like nothing but dark humor. Chris D'Elia. Like I'm not a big fan of Chris D'Elia. I just don't understand his comedy. I just don't like
And
his
delivery's
style.
a big deal.
Delivery's huge, man. It's huge, dude. That's why like someone who's kind of soft spoken and kind of like monotone-ish. When I first heard it was Gerard Carmichael. I don't know if you guys know Gerard Carmichael.
Yeah.
He has his own TV
He
show.
has a documentary on HBO.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he does have his little own stand-up, but he has also a TV show called The Carmichael Show is what he has, and it's
Not
kind of
anymore. I canceled.
yeah, it got canceled unfortunately. I watched the first couple seasons, but it's him, his family, his mom, his dad, his girlfriend, so on and so forth. His biracial girlfriend, she's mixed. And then, his brother is there. Was that his brother?
I don't
So
know.
it's like all these different individuals, you know what I mean? You just kind of see like, the black family and so on and so forth. It's super funny. But when I first heard his stand-up, you know what I mean? It was just super like monotone. It was like kind of straightforward, quiet. It was awkward. And I don't like his stand-up style, but his kind of, his sitcom. It was just, I thought it was fantastic.
Amazing.
It was brilliant. Yeah, 100%.
And what's
I
it
kind of
called?
like Gerard Carmichael.
Yeah, Carmichael. Yeah.
Carmichael, yeah. I kind of like him. He's nice. I see him do one stand up. I think it was at a
I
wedding.
like his interviews though, for sure. I think his interviews are fantastic as well.
I think he did a stand up at a wedding, and it was really funny.
That's sick, that's sick.
it was
Yeah.
And he was standing up, and it was like a bunch of white people, and he was the only black guy
Yeah,
standing there. And it was just
One of
cracking
the
jokes. It was funny.
Like when you say interviews, right? I would rather interview a comedian than a superstar, TV superstar. Or an athlete.
100%.
The greatest interviewee of all time is Bill Burr.
For sure.
Bill Burr's gonna have his own section.
and on the greatest platform, I always believe he's on the Conan show.
Oh,
Bill
I guess
Burr on the
it's-
Conan show is unmatched.
Because Conan has no limitations. to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, this one time, this guy, he's always invited to the TV show.
Yeah.
First of all, who is Bill Burr? Are we ready to the Bill Burr?
yeah,
segment?
let's talk about Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is, my opinion, he's top 3 comedian of all time in my rankings.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Bill
argue
Burr.
with you. I don't rank comedians.
Yeah.
I rank comedians anyway. I rank everything actually.
Yeah. Life, yeah.
I just rank anything in any
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah.
You know,
What's that? It's that GIF They're both great. Let them be great.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
It's Rio Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
Hey, man, why are we arguing between the two, man? They're both great. Just let them do that.
Because you know why Ferdinand is saying that, bro?
Yeah.
If he was a true Ronaldo fan, right? If you
getting
knew
to
Ronaldo,
sports.
Stop.
if you knew Ronaldo's better, he would never say they're both.
Dude, bro, they're both world star athletes. Let's move on. We're not talking. We're talking about
I knew you could have stopped.
We
that.
almost got into a loophole.
Almost fought this guy, bro.
Black hole gonna do a lot.
We would have not
Here we
come
go
out of
again.
And this is where people tune out.
Yeah.
This would have been that deserves a whole episode.
Yeah. Let's go.
Later.
In regards to Bill Burr, talk to us about Bill Burr.
So the question is, who's Bill Burr? Bill Burr is a Boston native comedian. Bostonian, yeah. He's a Boston native comedian, and he's Caucasian with ginger hair.
Yeah, nigga, what's the blood type?
Trying to paint a picture for y'all.
Exactly. Just for those of you who don't
Nigga,
know.
just Google the nigga. Bill Burr.
Just Google him, Bill Burr. He's a rage comic.
Okay.
So he uses real life frustrations into his comedy.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing interviewee. And one of his
He keeps it real, yo. He
keeps
has
it
no
real.
filter.
He has absolute nothing.
Yeah.
And you know what he said? He said, "What are they gonna do to me? They're gonna make me stop performing at strip malls. And, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can say to me in the public that way people are gonna hate me.
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. There's nothing you could take away from me, which is like having the ultimate power over yourself."
And think about that, like Louis C.K., obviously with what he did, right?
Right.
He still goes out and he still performs in like local bars and so on and so forth. And individuals still come out and still support him.
And they pay him.
And they pay him. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, comedians, they kind of just, sometimes they'll get a pass in regards to whatever they do, man. And so it's not always the best, obviously, in regards to what Louis C.K. did, which is just ridiculous, man. That man. But like, oh my God, it's Louis C.K. That guy deserves his own
Continue
episode, man.
my walking contradiction. Y'all, if y'all a big fan of this and y'all listen to it for however long we on it,
Yeah.
I'm a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
All right. So my favorite, some of the comics that I do like,
Okay.
are like Andrew Schultz and like that dude. Okay.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like, Andrew Schultz,
another guy with no filter.
no filter.
None.
And he's on a podcast with Charlamagne called Billy Idiots, right?
Yeah.
And he's on his own thing called Flagrant 2 and his
Flagrant,
buddies.
yeah.
Flagrant 2 with his
Yeah.
buddies, right? So every time Charlamagne and him talk about like what a comic said, you know what I mean? He always gives the comic a pass. So the comic can say something ridiculous.
Yeah.
If he was saying it in a joke, he'll let it pass.
Yeah,
That was and it was in the space of a joke. It was not something meant to take it serious. You know what I mean? Don't fucking
Don't take it to heart.
Don't take it to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be crazy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that mindset. You
Yeah,
can only go so far.
Yeah, 100%.
After the Louis C.K. and fucking that pill popper, what's his name, Bill Cosby. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't.
There's certain things that once you reach, there's no defending you at
there's
that.
no
Yeah,
defending.
nothing. Yeah.
And to Bill Burr, this guy deserves his own episode, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's
He has a podcast as well called like the Monday Morning Podcast.
Yeah,
or
love
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
I listen to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
big fan of Bill Burr. And one of the things he does is, I'll give you a comedy, that little skit that he said was, he said, and for three specials, his biggest climax talking point was, there's too many people on Earth. He said, if I was a politician, I'll eliminate people.
Yeah.
He says, I know that's not what you want to hear, but this is the truth. He said, there's too many of you here. He says, there's 7 billion people on Earth.
Oh, close to 8 now, actually.
People on Earth. He said, it's not that we have global warming. It's just too many of you.
Yeah.
You know? He said, today I can go, if I touch a bald eagle, it's rare because too many of you are killing the bald eagle. You know?
Yeah.
If it was just 3 people, it would be okay. He said, how would I eliminate people? He said, I would slowly start sinking cruise ships.
That is ridiculous.
And then, like, he was doing this on Conan. He's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
He said, the reason I'm saying that is, first of all, who goes on a cruise? The fact that you're going on a cruise just shows you're lazy and you really don't want to go and explore it. You're on a boat all the time in the water.
Yeah.
He said, automatically you're eliminated.
Bill, so like you mentioned, and Bill Burr, he does a lot of these little skits, and he talks about he's a big Boston sports fan as well.
Boo Boston sports.
Yeah, so whether it's Red Sox, whether it's the
Boo.
Bruins, whether it's
Boo.
the Patriots, the
Boo.
Celtics,
Boo.
boo, all of them.
Boo.
Yeah.
And he goes in, and just some of the things he says, it's just, dude, dying, bro, dying after
and then
conversation.
the other thing, well, the comedy, the skit ended with, you know what else I would do? What? He said, that when I'm sinking cruise ships, I'll be creating new jobs at the same time.
Yeah,
Some guy would be like, damn, my cousin just got a job at the, at the dock. This is my 4th cousin is doing that right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm going to be sinking cruise ships. See, I'm balancing things out.
Yeah.
It's a politician. You know?
Bill Burr could never be president, though. Absolutely couldn't.
Hey, we got a guy who should never been president.
Yeah, if Donald Trump could do it, Bill Burr
Anything's
could do
possible in the U.S. man.
Yeah.
Anything's possible in the U.S.
He's oh my god. Oh, you owe it to yourself to listen to Bill Burr special.
Oh,
You
man.
just owe it to yourself.
Yeah. No, Bill Burr's he's a great comedian. He's a great interviewer as well, man. Dude's absolutely
I
hilarious,
would love
man.
to interview Bill Burr. Fam.
Yeah. Bill Burr, he has no chill, man. He has no chill. But my favorite comedian, obviously, well, not obviously, but Dave Chappelle is definitely my favorite comedian.
Yeah.
I felt like Dave Chappelle really grew on to me.
We grew Dave Chappelle, first time I see the man.
Yeah.
Fired. Pause. But I mean, like, it's comedy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
bro.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like growing up when the Chappelle show was on, I never really enjoyed it because I really didn't understand some of the jokes. You know, it just didn't relate. And also with it's I'm not saying it relates now, but it's just still I really didn't understand it. It's not something that I've seen. Same thing with The Office. I never liked The Office when I first watched it. But, you know, years later, coming back and I'm going back and watching them, and dude, these things are fantastic, man.
Yeah.
You know, the mockumentary in The Office, kind of just the whole office lifestyle, everything that goes on in there, and then also with Dave Chappelle and his little skits are hilarious, yo.
Amazing.
Dude, die of laughter.
The thing about Dave, he's not just a comedian. He's an amazing storyteller.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the one thing he's very underrated in.
Yeah.
Like for us, our generation, everybody has a generation, right? For our generation is Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is bigger than a comedian now. He's a superstar.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's, in my opinion, even you ask interview Kevin Hart and people like that, they're all gonna point up to one guy. They're gonna say Dave Chappelle.
It's crazy how much respect Dave Chappelle gets from his fellow, like, you know, his fellow colleagues, essentially. You
He's
know,
the MJ of comedy. MJ of comedy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the MJ. It's insane, man. Everyone's like, yo, man, this man Dave Chappelle could go up in a random bar, pick up the mic, and people will just start dying of laughter because of a random story that he tells.
Yeah.
And he's
He's
hilarious.
amazing. He's an amazing storyteller, and the things he slowly peels you in.
Yeah.
Like if you I printed his script for Netflix where I was reading it, like the one of his specials. If you read it backwards, it's as equally as funny as you read it forwards.
Interesting.
Like it's amazing. This guy, the way he
Bro,
writes,
you got too much time in your hand, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. My nigga.
Shut
Who
up,
reading
my
a
nigga.
fucking
This man
script to
got-
like a comedy script. I'm just saying, my nigga. This guy is way too much. Bruh.
So question for you guys.
God damn.
What do you guys like and dislike about comedy or certain comedians? Yeah, let's start with you.
No, I haven't had something to say. Go ahead.
what I dislike is when people force comedy. Is
Interesting.
they force it right in front of your face.
Okay.
Like so there's some people who rely. I'll give a perfect example. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's a perfect example.
Yeah.
There's two stages to Kevin Hart, in my opinion. There's pre-laugh at my pain and post-laugh at my pain.
Okay.
Anything before laugh at my pain is genuine Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Where he uses his words rather than his sound effects and his actions.
Yeah.
You watch anything past laugh at my pain is
Yeah.
like it's like a lot of movements, a lot of sound effects.
Yeah.
Rather than the true comedy. That's why I like Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle is just a mic, a little cigarette in his hand,
Yeah.
and just slowly using his words.
Yeah.
While Kevin Hart started relying more props.
It's more theatrics. Would you
yeah,
say?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like more of the performance.
Yeah.
Your voice is supposed to be a performer, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Kevin Hart is right now is just forcing comedy on you right now.
Yeah,
He's
'cause Kevin
past.
Hart is becoming an actor now.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
He's not-
like
he's
you
not-
said, he's become bigger than.
He's
You
a
don't want to say
superstar.
bigger than comedy, but he is a superstar. Yeah, is what he is. Yeah.
He's bigger than actual comedy.
Man,
if
he's
you
a
think about it.
comedian and he has a shoe deal with Nike. Think about that. Like he's a Nike athlete.
Bro,
He has a
made,
YouTube
I think
channel.
like 3 years in a row, but the best film of the year, like most grossing film in the year, 3 years in a row.
He's
He's an actor now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the thing is like when somebody says, what does Bruce Lee said? He said, "I'm not afraid of a guy who practices 10,000 kicks. I'm afraid of a person who practices one kick 10,000 times." Right?
Yeah.
That's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle has mastered his craft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, as opposed to Kevin Hart is, trust me, bro, I love Kevin Hart. She said she ain't got no nipples. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's wallahi, when I heard that
Funniest
first
thing.
time I ever heard
Tears,
that,
yeah.
like I had ab workouts.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart laugh at my pain.
You know what was the worst?
What?
So, man, was it Laugh at My Pain? I think it was Laugh at My Pain. So Laugh at My Pain came out somewhere around like July 4th, right? America's holiday.
Yeah.
So me and some friends, we go and watch the fireworks. We get out. We head to the movie theater to watch Laugh at My Pain because it comes out in theaters, you know? So we're watching it, and there's a guy sitting next to me, right? And there's this guy, man, white guy, probably, you know, like late teens, early 20s. And everyone to my left, I'm furthest out, right? I'm in the middle. All
Yeah.
my friends to my left are cracking up. All of his friends to his right are cracking up. And I'm just sitting there dying. And I see turn over to my right shoulder. And this man sits there with this most stern face. And he just ruined my mood. Like he ruined my
That you're
mood.
not enjoying the
Yeah.
artistry in front of you.
So then I went back maybe about a few months later, and I watched Laugh on My Pain at home when it came out on Netflix, and I'm dying of laughter again. Oh,
Wallahi, like right now, I'm telling you, if you're into starting to comedy, if you're Kevin Hart is amazing. You can point to him, right?
Yeah.
He's a Philly comedy. Watch everything before Laugh on My Pain and just stop right there.
yeah.
Because it's like Game of Thrones. Just watch a certain season. Don't ruin it for yourself.
Yeah, don't watch the last.
Anything after Laugh on My Pain is just garbage.
Let me explain what now. They had their moments. There were
Moments
some
here
good
and
jokes,
there.
in yeah, but
But
overall,
it's just, it's like,
Yeah.
It's not you, you know.
But I still think it's super impressive how he's able to kind of bring out these 1 hour kind of specials.
and they sell out.
But there's also a lot of like in regards to kind of like question marks as to some individuals kind of coming out saying it was Cat Williams. So one of my dislikes about comedy is Cat Williams
Why?
because he curses all the time. In any of his,
What? You a 12-year-old?
bro, in any of his, Cat Williams, his entire, literally, if you look at, if Hamza were to download his script, it would be nothing but F-bombs and mother effers and so, like, bro, it's not
That's part
funny.
of who he is.
And that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like about
Cat
comedy.
Williams
sound like
is
a
a
personal
great
problem.
comedy
Dude.
comedian.
Dude,
Sound like, yeah,
I love
personal.
Cat
not
Williams.
at all, bro. The man was in Friday. He was fantastic in Friday.
Oh my God.
Cat Williams.
He's a natural-
There's some moments in Cat Williams that I
You know
enjoy.
what I love, bro?
Uh, No, dude. Even Cat Williams, the little movie that he was in, where he was in jail.
Jail,
and
yeah, that's
he was
what I'm saying.
That baby is not mine.
My-
That is a cockasol, baby.
He's
Yeah,
a-
like
straight
he
up
has
a-
those funny moments, but I'm talking about like just in the overall gist, bro. The man just curses up a storm, and I'm like, that's not what I enjoy. I don't want to hear curse
Yeah.
words all the time, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And you like, and I haven't mentioned my favorite comedian. My
Yeah.
favorite comedian, even Dave Chappelle. You know, I've already points to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle points to this man. My favorite comedian.
It has to be Richard Pryor.
No,
Wow, that was the only person people point to.
no.
Who?
Even Richard Pryor points to Eddie Murphy, man.
No, I didn't remember. Stuff.
Eddie Murphy is.
Eddie Murphy. I think Eddie Murphy brought the swagger to comedy. Is what
But I
he
feel
did.
like you could compare every comedian to a basketball player.
Really,
I feel like Richard Pryor
man,
would be like
Richard
the-
Pryor's probably someone like
No, he's probably like the Kareem.
probably
Bill Russell.
Nah, it's like Kareem, and then Magic
Nah,
would be Eddie.
I wouldn't say Kareem. I like the Bill Russell
Bill Russell.
comparison.
Nah, bro.
or like a Julius Irving. You know what I mean? The person is very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And then there comes MJ, which
Yeah,
is
nah.
Murphy. Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy, not
I
Kareem.
don't
nah.
think so.
MJ is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's my.
MJ.
Here's
Hold
my
up.
thing.
So hold up. Are we saying Dave Chappelle is better than? So we're saying MJ is better than LeBron? Guys, whoa,
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying
Hey,
that.
I'm just saying. I'm talking about the more revered person.
Do you know why
what
I'm
I mean? He's
saying-
more
okay, here.
revered.
I'll
LeBron
give that-
hated. People hate LeBron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
people-
hate on LeBron when he fucking picks his fingernail. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
They hate
so
on
the
LeBron
guy
everything.
is just.
But guys, let's not talk about
Tsunami.
basketball. Okay, let's
You know what?
Yeah, that's who we are.
This is
We
who
talk
we are.
sports.
I'm sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry.
We're sorry. Here's the reason I always have Eddie Murphy over Dave Chappelle is two things.
Okay.
First of all, the reason why Eddie Murphy only has 3 major specials out. Only 3.
Yeah.
Whilst Dave Chappelle has more.
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle is in a meeting where he can produce more and more and more.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy did Delirious and Raw. Those are his biggest ones.
Yeah.
In Delirious, he was a 19-year-old in front of a 20,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
He essentially saved Saturday Night Live. Is what he did.
That's
He's
sick.
a sk- like we say, Dave Chappelle has a skit comedy. Eddie Murphy did anything Dave Chappelle did before him.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like about Eddie Murphy is Dave Chappelle as a person. When you look at into him, he's not a. He's when I say naturally funny guy. You know, some people just natural the way they talk and walk. Everything about them is funny.
Yeah.
When Dave Chappelle talks, he's funny, right? Eddie Murphy has that natural comedy swag. The way he even laughs, you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go that little guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Is everything the way he laughs. He's a naturally funny guy. That's
Yeah.
who he is. And when I watched Eddie Murphy's comedy stands, and I printed the script, you know, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously, you know. At this point, you know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I've never laughed harder in any comedy that I've ever done. Eddie Murphy.
Interesting.
That's what the Magic Johnson comparison comes from.
Did you-
Magic Johnson loved guy. The guy just oozed swagger.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
He was
oozed
so
swagger.
LA. That's
so
yeah.
LA,
I like
you
that.
know
I like that. I like
That's
that
the Eddie.
comparison.
That's the Eddie Murphy.
I like that comparison.
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy's Magic
Yeah.
Johnson.
When
I wish Eddie Murphy had the platform that these comedians have today. I wish he had that.
Dude,
Insane.
it's insane.
He
man.
was reliant on TV rather than everybody's relying on streaming right now.
100%. Yeah. It is very difficult, man. It is
Bro,
very difficult. But I think like
Dave Chappelle went out for a time, and people actually missed this man.
yeah.
Who went out and actually
People
got
were like,
missed.
yeah, this man was because
Think about it, no. What athlete left his profession and was missed?
Michael Jordan.
I'm just saying the comparison is there right there.
Uncanny.
There's a comparison is right
You can't
there.
debate that.
You bought me. You bought me. You got me. You got
Yo,
me.
I can't
Comparison's
debate
right
that.
there.
Well, life's too good.
Oh, that was a great comparison. Lamon's on fire with these
Look,
comparisons
drop the
right now.
mic real quick,
Yeah,
bro.
drop the mic.
Dude,
Jeez. No, dude. I think one person that people like but isn't talked about enough, Eddie Griffin.
Oh my God! Thank you. You done me up.
Eddie Griffin, my man, bro.
Eddie Murphy, Voodoo Child.
Oh my God.
If
Eddie
you've not
Griffin.
watched
I
Voodoo
love
Child,
Eddie Griffin.
he said, what's it called? Blink, blink.
Bro, he make like he also makes kind of some jokes. Like he'll make some religious jokes. You know what I mean? And dude, it's like, bro, I'm over here just dying of laughter. You know what I mean? Bro, this man Eddie Griffin is fantastic, man. But dude, I think like my question is, you know, like we talked about it earlier. In regards to kind of, you know, some of these comedians who can kind of get a pass in regards to Andrew Schultz saying, you know, if the comedian says this in a kind of a context of a joke, like he's fine with it. What are your thoughts on maybe some of these touchy subjects? Like, do you think comedians do get a pass whenever they talk about it, or should the cancel culture kind of
I have a perfect
strike him down?
example. I have a perfect example. Bill Burr's this is Bill Burr topic right at this point.
Yeah.
So what Bill Burr does is the reason why I say is, what is comedy? Comedy is finding humor in any corner that you can.
Definitely.
And the best of them are Chappelle's, the Murphys, you know, the
sure.
Burrs, you know. What Eddie, for example, he was watching Oprah, right? His wife loves Oprah.
Okay.
And he hates sitcom, like not sitcoms, TV show talk hosts.
Yeah.
So he's just waiting for Oprah to say something that just gets a bad pass. She said, she was introduced to this one lady. He said, she does this, she does that, and she does the hardest job of all. She's a mother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as human being going back, you know what? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
No, not Bill Burr. What
I
did he
remember
say?
this. I remember this.
You know what he said? He looked at his wife. He looked at her and he said, really? Really? He said, I thought roofing in the middle of July was a hard job. He said, I thought mining in the middle of the center of Earth, where you're shaking your hands with the devil, was a hard job. Apparently, mothers are bending over, putting DVD into DVD players. Oh my God. So he said, any job you can do in your pajamas is not a hard job at all.
Yeah.
So when you look into that, he took something that we all agree on. The motherhood is hard because you're developing a whole child.
Yeah.
And he said, no.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why it's not that hard.
Yeah.
He said you can send your child upstairs for some trunked up charges because you want to watch The Price is Right.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. When Bill Burr said that, I was dying. And Bill Burr, he also said something. So this is kind of talking about a little bit like the late great Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. So this is before when I guess Kobe and Vanessa, they were kind of like, you know, having some marital issues. They were thinking about divorcing, so on and so forth. And on his podcast, he mentioned like, yeah, man, like Vanessa Bryant over here about to take half of Kobe Bryant's money. Who the hell does she think she is? You know what I mean? She didn't go out there and hoop in front of 50,000 people. She didn't get 5 championship rings, all this stuff, right? He's talking about this. And then at the end, he was like, but she did have to deal with all that. Hey, I respect you, Vanessa Bryant. Go and get your money afterwards. So he kind of flipped it at the end, and it was hilarious to kind of see him,
And he attacked,
kind of talk about
and
some of these
I
things.
liked when he attacked. He said, I'm tired of feminists, right?
Yeah.
So when you look, right now we're at a point in life where we're changing history, where women are getting the right that they deserve, right?
100%. Yeah.
Like for every dollar,
Still,
makes sense,
it's
right?
definitely still advocating for it as well.
Yeah. So which is common sense.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr said no. He said, I deserve the dollar more than an hour. So when you look at that, you're like,
What's wrong with this guy?
what's going on?
Yeah.
And in his comedy, he said, wait up. This is in a line. He said, wait up. Before you go and put me on your blog, has comedy gone too far?
Yeah.
Just let me explain myself. He said, when it comes to the reason why I get $1 more an hour is if the Titanic sinks, who's the first person they save? The women and the children, right?
Yeah.
He said, why doesn't my life, why aren't we not on equal terms?
That's true.
Logically speaking, it makes sense. But when he says rationally put it, you're going to be like,
Yeah,
hey, my life matters too, right?
This man's got a point.
He said when women watch the Titanic, they see a love story.
Yeah.
When I watch the Titanic, I see a horror movie. And then he said, for some reason, let's say there's a fire. Who's the first people they save? The women and the children.
Yeah, that's
He said,
true.
what did I do? Did I commit any crimes?
Yeah.
He said, when there's a hostage, who do they always negotiate for in my job? Hypothetically, is a hostage situation. Who do they always say? Let the women and children go.
Yeah.
What did I do? He said, when you and I are in a house together and someone breaks in, Who has to go check? Yes, honey, he does have a knife while he's stabbing me.
Yeah.
That's why I get the $1 more an hour.
Respect. Guys, I think men should get paid more than that.
No,
So at the beginning,
it's anti. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
at the beginning of the comedy, you look like you like stand off like, damn, really? Where's he gonna go?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he just nails the ending.
It's funny. It's super funny.
No. It's like you said, how like so comics be judged on what they say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna put it in perspective of sports.
Okay.
So D lineman get hit. So D lineman get fined when he knocks someone out, gives CTE to someone that's kind of like their job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When these niggas collide, you know what I mean? So the guy get fined.
Yeah. 100%.
No, right? It's
Yeah.
his job.
It's part of the job.
But then I was gonna flip it around and say, do rappers when rappers use fucking like messed up language in songs and music to get like
Yeah.
testified or like judged for that shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People let rappers go with a lot of shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Say yes. Be
Except for
funny.
that one kid who got arrested for saying he killed like a lot of people. He committed
He
something.
snitched on himself.
Yeah, some kid that snitched on himself. I forgot his name.
Jeez.
And then I thought to myself, so does that mean when a professional is in his professional job, and his job like says he has to do something that was in the lines of his job,
Yeah. Does he deserve to get?
does he deserve to get a leeway?
Yeah.
And when I was thinking that, I was like, hell no, cops don't deserve to kill people. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, that isn't that you can't put that you can't make that argument.
Yeah.
Argument, it's a tough argument to have. You know what I mean?
It's tough, man. But I do think sometimes like, so in regards to kind of people are man, the generation that we live in is a very sensitive generation. You know what I mean? People are so soft, so on and so forth.
It's not. I don't think it's more soft than anything.
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what it is? Is that more people have more like the chance to say something now.
Yeah, 100%,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
1920s. I'm pretty sure everybody was fucking pointing fingers and
They didn't like it as
talking behind each other's back.
Yeah.
But they had the chance to walk away. Now people are fucking glued to their phones.
no matter
and just
where it
wanna
is.
see everything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it's just crazy also to see, you know, with so many individuals. Dude, one of my colleagues was telling me at work, kind of like how his local, you know, the where he lives in, the school district, they had an entire like, you know, meeting together with all the families coming over and kind of talking about some of these social media bullying and so on and so forth. With some of these individuals trying to make a joke out of something, and individuals take, you know, real offense to it. But yeah, man, there's sometimes, I guess it all depends in the context of how they talk and so on and so forth. I do kind of sometimes I may give them a pass, but there are certain subjects, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is a hard no for me, and yeah, I don't agree with what they're saying. But like you said, it's I guess it all depends on the situation. You know, it's
Right.
very very situational. You got to kind of take it bit by bit.
No, so we talked a lot about Bill Burr. We talked a lot about other guys. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
How come we need to talk about my twin?
Well, who's your twin?
Oh,
Chris
my
Rock.
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know,
Dude.
look at that camera real quick.
I was really gonna let this whole podcast go.
Well,
Don't worry, bringing that
yo,
up.
you know, so Luqman, why don't you
really-
tell us a story about your professor?
Nah, I'm not.
All right, I'm gonna tell you guys
That
about
doesn't need to
this.
be shared.
I'm gonna tell you guys about the story.
That doesn't need to be shared. But
So what happened was, Luqman used to grow out kind of his hair, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. So I guess Luqman's sitting in class one day, right? He's sitting in class one day, just kind of, and his professor stops everyone what they're doing, right? Like in the auditorium, whatever, in the classroom. He stops everyone what they're doing. He's saying, "Yo, hey man, you know who you remind me of? You remind me of Chris Rock, man. Do you get that a lot?" And Luqman's sitting there like, "Man, not this bullshit again."
nah, dude, that
The
shit.
meme,
That
here
shit
we
was-
go again.
It hurt
That
you.
shit was out of the blue,
It
man.
was- yeah,
I
yeah.
was answering a question. I was ready for it. I knew the answer and everything,
When he-
right?
when he-
I was in the middle of answering it. He stopped me. He's like, "Yo, you know Chris Rock?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "You sure?" He tried to convince me that I knew this man.
Yeah.
He said, "You're not related to this man at all." I looked at him, looked my lips. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
My friends in the back are laughing
Yeah.
because they've seen the resemblance. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And they just laughing. I'm like, this motherfucker. Here we go again.
Here we go.
We just want to come out. We
This
just
man's
want
back on his bullshit.
Yeah.
Yo, we try to hide this.
Yeah.
It's Chris Rock on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, we got you.
Nah, Chris Rock is a
One
nice
of my
comedian, but
favorite-
nice stand-ups.
One of my favorite lines from Chris Rock. Favorite lines is when someone praises himself for something they're supposed to do. Like, I go to school. At least I go to school. He said, "You're supposed to, you idiot."
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
"At least I take care of my child." You dumb idiot. You're
You're
supposed to.
yeah,
He
yeah.
said, "At least I stay out of jail." Motherfucker, you're supposed to. Stay
Yeah. It was one part of his comedy skits. Like, yeah, you're supposed to do something. Like, it's not like.
Don't get a,
Yeah,
don't pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, man, Bill Burr's hilarious. Bill Burr, we keep bringing up Bill Burr, but Chris Rock. Chris Rock's fantastic. So, what are your thoughts on some of these comedians going into acting and so on and so forth? You know, especially when they're up on stage. You know, whenever they're doing stand up, they do some of these skits. So, one of my favorite is Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was fantastic, and obviously, what Martin Lawrence did was the Def Comedy Jam. Like, you know, the Def Jam comedy or whatever it was.
Yeah.
One of the
Def Jam,
things in the absolute world. Like, unfortunately, you know, I wasn't alive when this happened, or even if I was alive, I was a wee little baby. But going back and watching some of those videos, man, of these kind of Bernie Mac when he first kind of you know got a little break, and him just kind of standing there talking.
Shout out to Bernie Mac, man.
Yeah, Bernie
Shout
Mac.
out to
What a
Bernie
legend,
Mac.
man.
Legend.
What a
Legend,
legend,
yeah.
man.
Oh
But no,
my
like,
God.
dude, I think like Martin Lawrence, I thought he was just hilarious as kind of a host for this Def Comedy Jam, man. It was fantastic. So, is that something that you guys ever watched?
I actually
Yeah, I
bits
watched
of-
Def Jam. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
watch Def Jam a lot back in like high school days. I
Yeah,
used to watch it a lot on
just kind of
YouTube.
go back
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at it.
Yeah.
You know the best part about this is
Huh.
when you watch something and you go tell your friend as if it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. People, they love this whole thing of I'll put you on.
Yeah, I'll put you on.
I'll
That put
you
on. That
Yeah.
put on.
Yeah.
As if, like-
I'm like, yo, dude, if you put me on, like, I'll give you credit for it, bro. But bro, quit forcing it, fam. Get off my back.
This is
man.
not you who talking in the front of the mic.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
Like Bernie Mac, he says the milk and cookies. You know?
Yeah. He had his own TV show, like the Marlon Wayne, like the the Wayans brothers
Yeah.
are fantastic, dude. Those guys are hilarious as well.
Bro, it's the thing about comedy is it's the beauty of comedy is it comes in so many forms. There's
Yeah.
sitcoms, there's TV shows, there's movies, there's stand-ups,
Yeah.
there's funny songs as well. There's Twitter, there is memes pages. It comes to you left and right.
Yeah.
And the best thing, it puts you on a smile where you don't even think you're gonna get it, and you laugh harder than you're supposed to be laughing. Based on
Yeah.
the situation is it's an art form by itself.
100%. Yeah.
And the fact that people are doing this in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people,
just got to show
round of
how
applause,
impressive
man.
it is.
Round of
Yeah.
applause.
Yeah, I feel
I-
like I feel like comedy is like a gateway to like other things. You know what I mean? It's to broaden your brand, broaden your opportunities. So
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Dude,
And-
yeah, man. I think it's absolutely amazing, man. And you know, just kind of like even SNL, not something that I really watch as often, but every once in a while I'll watch certain, you know, whenever a certain
Yeah.
celebrity gets on, to just kind of see how they react in certain situations. I think that's always hilarious. But like, you know, we live in a day and age where individuals are making some of these short clips and they're posting it everywhere. You know, we see this whole TikTok generation.
Yeah.
Before there was Vine, you know, when we were in, you know, late high school, early
Oh,
college.
my-
Dude, I used to be Viner, bro. I was a Viner, dude. I was a Viner.
I was
But
not
like-
like I love. Go ahead.
But like also some of these short skits that we see, you know, I mentioned it last week during the anime episode where, you know, Supreme Dream and Mark Phillips, you know, Caleb City, Long Beach Griffey, you know, some of these guys, how they're making some of these short skits. And I just to kind of, you know, it's like, man, I was looking at my group, you know, earlier, you know, we were all chatting together. I'm like, guys, this is something we should be doing as a group. You know what I mean? We have a
Yeah.
ton of funny characters in the group.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I feel like we're all funny in our own kind of sense. This is something that we could really pull off. But, you know, some of these men scared to be in front of a camera, unfortunately, man. But,
Yeah, it takes a
nah,
while.
yeah. But,
There's
no,
a reason why I wear a hat for a 3 out of 3 podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
episodes, But hey,
yeah, respect. But nah, man, dude, comedy is something that really kind of, it'll really get you something. You know, if you happen to have a slump or whatever, maybe
Even
you're
for
not feeling
example,
so well.
like for us, we're all Somali.
Yeah.
There's riwayats, like screenplays.
Yeah.
And my parents love that.
Dude, 100%.
It's like, and naturally, like our culture, we're just naturally funny people.
Yeah.
Like we just say anything, it just comes to our mind. We just say it.
Yeah.
There's no filter.
100%. Even in Somalia,
Yeah.
looking at like you know the nicknames they give some individuals.
Yeah, like,
it's
oh my God.
disrespectful.
Like, one of my
It's
friends, bro.
blatant. It's like,
Like one of my friends, he's missing an arm. Like
Yeah.
he, you know, some incident happened, and they named him Ga'me, fam.
yeah. It's
It's and then
it's like
he's
someone who's
rolling with
missing a
it.
finger. They call it fare.
Yeah.
My God, where's the you know?
It's like, and he's rolling with it. He said,
Yeah.
He said, Ahmed, but people call me Ga'me.
Yeah.
Like there's some things you can't escape.
You gotta
Nicknames
take
can't
it.
escape.
Yeah, just gotta
Don't
take it.
fight the nickname.
So, I want to talk about one last thing before we kind of hang up. But it's about
hang up
about
the phone call.
essentially yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
good
5 o'clock in the morning. Conversation getting boring.
Luqman, that's pillow talking ass for Luqman.
Yeah,
fam.
yeah,
But
T-Pain.
this is about. So I seen a TikTok right where some guy said in a room with the funniest women in the world, right? And he's sitting there and he's laughing, so on and so forth. And it zooms out, and there's no one else in the room but himself. And I hear this from some individual saying, "Yo, women just aren't funny." I go and you know I like to kind of branch out and so on and so forth. And so there's two women comedians or two female comedians that I listen to, Beth Stelling and Taylor Tomlinson. These two women are absolutely hilarious stand-up comedians. You know what I mean? Just kind of watching them, hearing some of the things that they kind of go through. It may be women, maybe you don't understand some of their issues. You know what I mean? But it's just like how some women, they listen to men. It doesn't make
Yeah.
it's literally comedy. It's comedy.
I don't
at
care what
the end of the
delivers
day.
it. Is it funny?
Yeah, that's all fact.
like
But it's funny how so many individuals, I'll go and ask, yo, what are your thoughts on women comedians? They're like, bro, they're so trash. Women comedians are garbage. They're not funny. I'm like, so I try to
the reason probably is because there's a lot of trash man comedians out there.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing is can you what have you listened to? There's bad women comedian as equally as there's bad man comedian, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you listened to a skit and you didn't like, and then you just generalized all women are not funny. You know?
Yeah.
You like, for example, Ellen DeGeneres was a stand-up comedian.
She was, dude.
Yeah.
I watched some of her early stand-ups.
She's
and
funny,
She was
actually.
Amy
hilarious.
Schumer is horrible.
You know, Amy Schumer actually stole jokes. Like some of her, like I think one of her first specials, she stole jokes from someone else.
Yeah,
I think she stole jokes from like
wasn't
Faison
good.
Love or whatever.
The one she stole wasn't good.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible.
She stole better ones.
So in regards to Hassan Minhaj and his TV show on Netflix called The Patriot Act, so like some of these things, like where like you're learning, you're obviously learning about what's going on in the world and some of these things, but you're also kind of receiving it and in a format that is relatable, super funny. You know what I mean? It's something that individuals can enjoy and listen to. But yeah, no, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode about comedy, some of our thoughts on comedy, what we enjoy. Please feel free to share, what you typically listen to. If you have any, stand-up comedians that are kind of low-key that you'd like to share with us, please let us know. You can always reach out to us on Instagram and Twitter at all_purpose_pod or podcast for IG.
Also, shout out the commenters on our YouTube page. And
we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we also appreciate the man who does all the editing and all the work. You know what I mean? We appreciate that guy too.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah, big shout out to man.
Big shout out Hamza right here, man. Making us look good every single time, yo. We appreciate it, boss.
And then also make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, you know.
Share it, please.
Share
Yeah, word of mouth is important.
100%.
No, not mouth to mouth. That's
yeah.
not important at a time like this. You know what I mean? But word of mouth. You know what I mean?
Stay safe, y'all.
Stay safe.
Wash your
clean, my
hands.
nigga. Wash
We
your hands.
appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.